The SEBI board met today, and the key decisions are, I'm going to start. The first one relates to simplifying and standardizing the framework for transmission of securities. As you know, it's very important for issue for easier transmission of securities to legal heirs and claimants of deceased investors. SEBI has been doing several reforms in this area earlier in the past. In further taking it forward, now we are creating a new category of quick transmission processing, QTP, for small value claims, which is up to 10,000 for physical holdings per scrip and up to 30,000 for dematerialized holding. It has been introduced to facilitate efficient processing of such with minimal documentation. The second is that simplified documentation, which already exists, the limit is being increased from 5 lakh to 10 lakh for physical holdings per listed company, and from 15 lakhs to 30 lakh for dematerialized holdings per beneficial owner. Then several simplifications have been done in terms of documentation. Existing requirement of submission of PAN has been removed, considering that PAN is already available for opening demat accounts. Mandatory requirement of probate of will has been done away with in line with recent amendments to succession laws. Combined affidavit cum NOC will be there in place of separate affidavit and NOC, which was earlier there. In addition to original or attested copy of the death certificate, a copy of death certificate with QR code has been added as eligible document in view of ease of verification using the QR code. And for death certificate issued in foreign jurisdictions, additional modes for verification from overseas branches of Indian banks or any foreign bank with whom Indian banks have correspondent banking relationships have been specified. So these proposals have been deliberated with Industry Standard Forum for the registrars to an issue and share transfer agents and Association of Mutual Funds in India. And also there was a consultation paper, and we have received very important feedback from public on this. The second decision relates to the open market buyback through stock exchanges and review of SEBI buyback of securities regulations 2018. So as you are aware, the buybacks can be undertaken through tender offer route and open market route through book building. Earlier, the open market route through stock exchanges was also available, which was closed due to several taxation issues, which led to iniquity. And now that the taxation amendment has taken place in place of buyback, so therefore it is being introduced now again with effect from 1st of August 2026. Now, some of the other changes in the structure of this particular category are as follows. There will be requirement to send intimation to shareholders regarding open market buyback offer electronically. This is in addition to what used to be there from papers and newspapers and others means. Then open market buyback offer on stock exchange shall be completed in 66 working days. Working days has also been defined. As you know, these are the work days, not the calendar days. The requirement of separate window and display of the identity of the company on electronic screen as a purchaser is to be dispensed with. So it will be like available on the normal window, normal trading window, and not a separate trading window. There will be a mechanism in place to freeze the holdings of promoters and their associate at ISIN level during the period of buyback, because the promoters cannot participate in buyback, so therefore there will be a mechanism to freeze the ISINs. There will be a requirement that buyback should not result in breach of minimum public shareholding requirement. Well, that is normally guided by the MPS regulations, so it will be followed in any case, is being followed in any case. But just to make it very clear, we are also introducing a cross-reference here for seeing that whenever buyback are undertaken, that MPS needs to be maintained. The interval between two buybacks of a company shall be in accordance with the interval as specified in the Companies Act 2013. Today that interval has been specified as 1 year based on present provisions of Companies Act. However, we are removing that specificity and rather linking it to as Companies Act provides, so that if in future, if there could be amendments, we don't have to again amend our regulations. An important
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.